Hey, hi everybody. I'm Steve. I'm Kevin's dad, and I'd like to tell you a story for this assignment about my dad and Kevin's grandpa. My father was in the Army until I was 18, and he had kind of a really interesting career in the Army, and something I think interesting happened to him while he was in the Army. There was in the entire history of the Army, there was only five-star generals ever. I mean, 5 guys who made it to that rank. And my father actually came in contact in his career with 2 of them. And I'd like to tell you a story about one of them. Certainly one of the most famous 5-star generals, if not one of the most famous men in all of American history, General Douglas MacArthur. My father actually met him in the mid-1950s. He was a low-ranking enlisted man. His job was he was a dental technician. His job was to make false teeth and crowns and bridges and stuff like that dentists put into your mouth. General MacArthur obviously was he was in charge of all of the American military forces in the Pacific during World War II, and he very famously accepted the terms of surrender from the Japanese emperor to end World War II in the Pacific. And a few years later, about 10 years later or so, General MacArthur was at West Point, which is the military academy in New York. And my father was stationed at a dental clinic in Lower Manhattan in New York City. And anyways, General MacArthur came in one day to get measurements and stuff for his crown that my father ended up making. And while General MacArthur was being measured for this crown, my father was using a grinder and grinding some false teeth or something, and it was making a lot of noise. And this colonel came over, and the colonel was an aide to General MacArthur, and told my father to stop what he was doing. And my father asked why, and he said, that sound is annoying the general. He doesn't like it. Stop it. Well, he's General MacArthur. He tells you to stop, you stop. So my father went into his boss, who I don't think he was a colonel even. I don't remember what his rank was, but he told his boss that he wasn't able to do his job because General MacArthur didn't like the sound that the grinder was making, and it was bothering him. So anyways, his boss told my father to go home for the day because he was done. Obviously couldn't continue working if he was bothering the general. And so after General MacArthur had the measurements made, my father actually made the gold crown that was put into General MacArthur's mouth. He smoked a pipe, and apparently he wore down his teeth so much that he needed this crown. And my father used to always joke later on in life that General MacArthur died with a piece of Schwartz gold in his mouth. So that's my story. Kind of a encounter with a very, very famous American and a very famous military hero from World War II. And Kevin's grandpa made a crown for him. So thanks. Hope you enjoyed the story.